What was your biggest hurdle and how did you overcome it? Okay? What was your biggest hurdle and how did you overcome it? Biggest hurdle. That's a good question, actually. What was my biggest hurdle? I would say that what I have struggled with more than anything else in trading, in my whole trading career, guys, I've struggled with this. I would say is taking profits too fast. Now, let me give you a little story regarding this, right? Taking profits too fast. You have to really be careful how you start in this business because oftentimes how you start, if you stay doing what you started doing long enough, it seeps deeply in your trader DNA and it's hard to get it out. It's hard. Once it's in your trader DNA, it's almost impossible to remove it, to get it out. You might be able to mitigate it. You might be able to come up with a few hacks if you don't like it to lessen the blow of this thing. But if you're doing something wrong early and you do it long enough and it's early in your development, it's going to seep into a level that will never be able to be removed. And this is why I try to catch traders as early as possible, because you can start wrong and it will be very hard to undo your wrong habits if they get too deeply rooted in your DNA early in your development, because you're the most impressionable when you're early, okay? And it saddens me when traders get hooked up with people or methods or approaches that are absolutely asinine, and they're building a very, very bad DNA for themselves, which will be hard for even me to undo. Anyway, I digress a little bit, but not much. Here's what happened. When I first started and I went solo as a trader, meaning not trading for a firm, and I went solo, I had a situation where if I were not profitable by a certain amount every week, my family didn't eat, period. Now think about that situation, guys. I'm either profitable or my family doesn't eat. I want you to think about that. So this puts a tremendous amount of importance and pressure on profitability. Now, the deal that I had with my backers, I did have some backers to go in solo in my career. Started off with backers. They backed me with capital. The deal I had was there was a certain initial amount that I did not have to share with them. This first initial amount of profitability was all mine. So on Monday morning of every single trading week, my goal was to get my amount that is not shareable with those that backed me. It was all mine. That was part of the deal. So I crawled my way to that level of profitability. So let's say it was $500, and it actually was. It started out with $500 and it went up higher. But so first, I would just let me get, my first goal was to get $800 to lock in my $500. So I want you to understand this. I'm going to get to the point in just a second, but it's important that you understand the story. Because I got the first 500 without having to share. Now we're going back 30 plus years ago, right? So I know those numbers seem small, but this is 30 plus years ago. So because I didn't have to share the first 500, I wanted to lock that in, but I had to go past 500. Because I did not have to share the first 500, I needed to go past 500 to give myself some downside cushion. So I always picked $800. So Monday morning, I just crawled my way as quickly as I could to 800. So I would grab $120 here, boom, in the bag. I would not, I just, if I had a takeable amount, boom, I'd take it, put it to the side. All right, here's $80, boom. Here's, oh wow, here's a $190, boom, take it. And so I took, and I took, and I took, and I took, and it's a takeable gain. I took, boom, 800, my family can eat. Now, I would not let 500, I got 800, I gave myself $300 downside. Do you understand? But I would never in a million years allow the market to take that $500 away from me. It could take 300 away, but that's all it would get. It would not get my family's food. Do you understand? And so what's my point here? The point is that because I did this so consistently and for a while, the snatching got into my DNA. It seeped into my DNA. Now, to this very day, I struggle. Struggle is too strong of a word. I'm still an early profit taker. I help mitigate that by being an incremental profit taker, which is something I teach you. I teach you to never sell everything at win one shot, or rarely, if ever, sell anything at one shot, because that is more of the novice gambling approach. One shot in, let's see if it works. One shot out, okay, I won the bet. That's not proper professional trading. So the incremental sell along the way satisfies both of my urges. So there's one urge here saying, take the gain, Oliver, take the gain. You've got a quick $4,000, take the gain, take the 4,000, take the 4,000. The other side says, you're always taking the 4,000 and you're leaving behind the 10. Just, why don't you let this go? So I've got two little voices in my ear. Take the 4,000. It's 2 minutes in and you got 4,000. Take the 4,000. You keep taking the 4,000 and leaving the 10 on the table. Let's stop this. Boom, 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 boom. So now I can take part of the 4,000 and satisfy this voice and let the other part go and satisfy this voice. So I help mitigate by splitting the baby. I don't try to solve my DNA. I feed my DNA a little bit, and I also feed this other desire to maximize my gains. Now, I will incremental sell in a lot of pieces because I play size. So I might incremental sell, I might have 8 or 9 or 10 sells along the way as the play is developing.